A friend suggested an interesting study she read about might be a great shine topic, and I agreed. In a book called Cognitive Clarity, she found a story about an extraordinary 2014 experiment that had conditioned mice to fear shocks when they entered a certain space. But that fearful reaction evaporated quickly and easily when novel and appealing changes were made to the environment, such that the mice preferred to investigate rather than run. Without even pretending to explain how the experiment was conducted and how they determined what parts of the brain were reconfigured, suffice it to say that curiosity erased the fear response completely. It just so happens that our spiritual study group was just reviewing a long list of fear-related adjectives, feelings you may not even think of as being a form of fear, but I'll bet we can all relate to having experienced these fear-based emotions. Feeling anxious, apprehensive, cowardly, defensive, doubt, dread, embarrassed, inhibited, insecure, nervous, scared, shy, suspicious, threatened, uneasy, and worried. And that's just a partial list. It's helpful to know that all those fear-rooted feelings we have are all based in the past, and we're applying those past thoughts to the future. What might happen? We react automatically without even thinking about it from old, unquestioned habit. All we can think of and see is how we might get hurt, what we might lose, and how we must protect ourselves and those close to us. Fear is not based in reality, the here and now in this moment. It's our imagination making up stories. A fearful thought that has been running through my mind over the past months is that, wow, we're in our 60s and we just bought this house we love and it has a 30-year mortgage. What if Kevin retires or loses his job? What if the stock market crashes? Should we really have paid to convert the screen porch to a sunroom? Uh-oh, fear alert. So I just now wrote down on my to-do list to call our accountant to find out if maybe it would behoove us to pay off the house with IRA money. Would that be wise? FYI, it was not. What are the ramifications, pro and con? Get curious, Kathy. Find out the options. Presto changeo, my fear just turned into an interesting and challenging quest. Another fear surfaced over the past month for me. I've become comfortable seeing and communicating with who I think of as my guardian angel. How this has come about is a long story, and I've been dabbling in mediumship experiences for years. I found out that, with permission, I could ask if it's safe and appropriate to talk to the guardians of other people. I only did it once for my sister, and it was a good experience. But just recently, I was asked to see if I could try to contact the spirit guides of 2 additional people to learn of any messages or guidance that might come through. Oh my gosh, I was so full of doubts. Is it just my imagination? Or is it part spirit and part me making this up and putting it all together? What will these 2 people think about what comes through? Will I be able to do it at all? Pressure! Nervousness, insecurity, tossed in with a little anxiety, lots of fear. But I did get curious. How could I approach it? How would it work? What should I ask? What do I need to know? How shall I best capture what I receive? I still have some doubts, but I learned a lot and got more practice and am better for the experience. My friend who suggested this topic was thinking about fear being the opposite of love. She brought up the excellent point that while she might not be able to love a particular person in the moment, she could always get curious, truly curious, not just in a surfacey way. If we question why someone behaves and thinks differently than we do, we're naturally led away from judgment toward understanding and compassion, if that's our intent. The Irish poet and storyteller James Stephens, born in 1880, and whose pantheistic views shone through his fairy tales, famously said, "Curiosity will conquer fear even more than bravery will." I believe it. Next time you find yourself frozen in fear, remember it's just a past conditioning applied to a non-existent future. Instead, get curious. It shifts your position from passive victim of your fearful thinking to taking steps toward understanding and empowerment. Let's learn from those mighty mice overcoming fear with curiosity in order to shine that divine.